Hello. This video is what I think about freaks. I think freaks are good. Um, Freaks. If somebody calls you a freak, somebody goes, fucking freak, I would take that as a compliment. Just the same as if somebody goes, you fucking faggot. I take that as a compliment. Or you fucking douchebag. I take that as a compliment. I think freak is one of these words that's actually going to change its meaning pretty soon. Before, freak was like a bad person, somebody who you want to get away from you because they'll disrupt society and they're sick in the head and everything. But in the future, I think it'll mean somebody who's a spearheader of new thought and new style. And lots of words change in their meaning. Gay 40 years ago meant happy, and now it means homosexual. Girl 500 years ago meant boy, and now it means girl. So, there's lots of different ways that it moves. Now, I think freaks are good because, like yesterday I saw a guy while riding his bike down the road in a G-string. That's all he had on, with this big goofy smile on his face. And people who, like to be very eccentric, look very eccentric, do really weird things. It's good because what it does is it takes people out of their comfort zone. And it's not good to develop a comfort zone that's a small little comfort zone, where somebody only wants to hang out with or see people who dress a certain way, who speak with a certain kind of words, and do a certain kind of thing. And if you're outside of that, then you don't want to have anything to do with that, and you think that that's bad because it causes various tiny little social enclaves that don't communicate with each other, and so the flow of information and energy can't get stuck and it can't move, and what you want it to do is move, so you have one race, one world race, and not just lots of different ones, because if you have lots of different ones, they're going to end up fighting and clamoring for power and fighting each other. So freaks, I think, are people who bring all that together, bring everybody together. It's kind of a beautiful thing about America. You can have lots of different people. You watch American movies, you have lots of different people, lots of different styles, all hanging out and being friends, and it's great. And it's a great example to the rest of the world. And and I think it's really important to celebrate and encourage eccentric behavior and style, because it helps people open up to the aliens, who are even stranger than we are. So it's kind of like a stepping stone to them, So personally, I don't have any crazy weird style or language usually, but if I feel well, I write. When I write weird stuff. When I talk, I don't. But when I feel the inspiration to be weird, then I go for it, because that's me being me, and me being, and sometimes people are like, oh, don't try to be weird, trying to weird people out. That's not the idea. You're not trying to weird people out, you're just being you. So I think the main reason that a lot of people stay in their own little social styles, dress conservatively, speak conservatively, act conservatively, and don't smile too much, and don't dance or don't move around too much, don't express themselves too much, is because they're afraid of being called something, or being reprimanded socially in some way, and that's not good. That's fear. Fear is definitely not good. I'd probably do a whole video about fear. So next time you see somebody who, and I would even go so far as to not freak out about nudity. I think social nudity is good. That's my opinion. There's nothing wrong with the human body. The devil didn't make the penis. you know. I remember one freak that I saw. I was riding my bike down the road. I was all stoned. I was on a bike path, and I saw some guy in Boulder High. So I went to where I went to high school. Boulder High back lawn, right next to the bike path where everybody can see me. He's totally naked. These big old dreadlocks coming out, all messy. He's like, he has a shirt on, but he's totally naked below that. He's like playing with his member, and he's like, you could tell that he was totally out of his mind. And like, to me, I like that. I think that's a decoration. That's a landscape decoration. It's a beautiful thing to look at. Some people will say, you'll scare the children, but if I was a child, if I was a 9-year-old, 8-year-old, 7-year-old kid right now, I'd be like, hey, no way, man, I'm not scared. So if people are going to say, you're scaring the children, I'd really like the children to say that. Maybe somebody should go around and interview little kids, and have kids share their ideas. Go, yes, I don't like that. That scares me. Demons, So that's just my opinion. Yeah, like I'm living in Austin right now, and lots of people are dressed in tattoos all over the place. They've got weird, like lots of people with facial tattoos and piercings all over. And that's good because it's kind of bringing people out. Because I've lived in Chile for 5 years, and Chile, being an American, you don't really realize how socially suppressed we used to be until you go to another country that's just as socially suppressing as we are now. As we used to be. In Chile, I remember my girlfriend at the time was working as a telemarketer, which I guess are people who just call people and ask them questions about stuff, and so you work in a little cubicle, you get paid like, I don't know how much she was getting paid, like 50 cents an hour or something, a job anybody could get, lowest grade job. Yet she had a little tiny tattoo this big with a heart with her son's name through it on her arm, and she had to cover that tattoo up to make it look like she didn't have a tattoo. And I think she was told by her boss to do that. Now, why would you do that if you work in a cubicle? That's completely insane. That's ill. That's bad. That's wrong. And so people should fight against that kind of suppression. In Chile, if you have long hair or a tattoo or anything like that, you pretty much have to kiss any kind of job goodbye, even the lowest grade jobs, it seems like. And like, why? If you ask them why, they wouldn't have to give you a reason. The reason that they would give you is because it's like that. And then you go, well, why is it like that? And they go, it's like that because it's like that. But that's another video. If you ask somebody a question, they should give you a reason. Instead of the reason being, that's the reason, and that's the reason, and just going around in circles. So basically, freaks are good. Freaks bring you out. Freaks make you have to accept other people. Like before, it was okay to not like somebody because they're black. Well, you can't control being black. You're born black. So how do you not? So then it's like, and then it becomes, you can hate somebody and suppress somebody because they have a tattoo because they had the choice to get that tattoo. Well, maybe they had to be themselves, and so they didn't have the choice to get that tattoo because they had to be themselves. So let them be themselves. So freaks are good. I support freaks, even though I'm not one, even though I'm just a normal guy. Okay, there you go.